Mr. Meatball, are you going to be joining us today? Do you want to interrupt when I begin, or do you want to come up here now? You can come up here now. Welcome. Welcome to Greece Questions with Answers. Little baby, your daddy is home. Your daddy's home for quite a while. Happily. Your daddy shaved his head because he's in financial boot camp. And it's time to militarize our savings and our spending. Welcome back to the channel. I just wrapped up my Greece 2025 series, and what a journey it was. This year's playlist is officially complete. Now, I get to sit down and do one of my favorite things, and that is to reflect and answer your questions. Do you have any questions? Listen, before we dive in, let's get real. It's time to get real. This channel underperforms, at least by the numbers. And yes, sometimes that stings, but here's the truth. I will never stop doing this. I love documenting my trips. I love telling stories, and I love sharing. Let me tell you what's tough. I have close friends or clients who tell me, hey, tell me everything about your trip. But they have never, ever clicked in to one single video. And I am not here to beg anybody to watch my channel. The truth is, I'm talking to you, the ones who are here, who watch, who keep showing up. But I have yet to figure out how to talk to who isn't here. So when I say like, comment, and subscribe, it's not just YouTube talk. That's how this little channel might be able to grow. And if you want to help, share it with a friend. Be my PR agent. That support means more than you know. Now, with all that said, after I got back on my Instagram page, I asked for your questions about this trip, and you sent some doozies in. So let's jump into this year's Questions with Answers. Number one, did you do anything new on this trip that you wish you had done in previous visits? So, I'm usually not a big fan of charter boats, and never forget, it was a charter boat that wiped out my equipment. But this year, I tried those 40 euro, 50 euro day cruises. So funny enough, on that second cruise, it took me back to Alonissos, and I had misplaced a pair of reading glasses. So I thought, well, I'll just walk back to the hotel. And then when they didn't have them at the hotel, I went to a pharmacy, so I was able to buy a really nice pair. So yeah, that cruise took me back to places I'd already been before, but I love being on the water. Okay, did you know before boarding the second boat that you were going to be left while they went to dinner? I probably didn't. So I probably didn't describe that the right way. So I didn't study the schedule of the second boat. One of them was going to all the Mamma Mia filming locations, which I've already done. Yeah, the second one went to places that one would spend, chair rental, restaurants, the port of Alonissos, which I had just left. So it wasn't that I wasn't invited. I just wasn't going to sit down for an intentional meal. But being alone on the boat was very nice. I know, you're being a good boy. Do you ever worry about sharks when you're filming? Ooh, okay. This came up last year, and honestly, no. Now, I always assumed that they weren't really there until I checked last year. But for the most part, that's true. I even asked one of the boat captains, and she said, not in these waters. So, no, it does not stop me from enjoying everything. And never forget, I was born next to the shark bite capital of the world. Next question. Your daddy goes away, and he's an adventurer. I know. Not here, huh? Out of all the places you captured on video, which one was the most fun to shoot? That first boat ride, without question. My camera on the pole could actually dip below the surface, and I managed to film the dolphins in the water. That felt like magic. Yeah. Everything was beautiful on that first boat ride. Let's see, likes and dislikes from this trip. I saw a lot of changes on the islands. New rules, new regulations, new intentions, new development. Yeah, and honestly, good for everybody. Hooray for progress. But sometimes I do feel a little sad that things can't stay the same. I saw bigger and better. The Cyclades or the Sporades? Cyclades or Sporades? I'm gonna say the Cyclades. I know. I love the dry canyon-like landscapings that drop right into the sea, and the food scene there. Wow, it feels like there's a Michelin chef in every restaurant, and every 5-star pastry chef has a shop. Flagendros? It is unreal how much care they put into the food and the service. Yeah. I have never found that same energy in the north. Bacalico, I love my meal there. I ate every meal on that little farm, the Skopelos experience. Outstanding. Everything else? Do you want to try other islands in Greece this year? Do you want to try islands next year? Okay, next year is already spoken for. I'm heading west to Patmos and the surrounding, I should learn how to say it. Is it
Dodecanese
Islands. They're steeped in both Christian history and Greek mythology, and I decided to spend more time there, and I'm even entertaining the idea of bouncing off of Turkey to get there.
Dodecanese.
Yeah. But no matter what, that trip is going to end on the island of Flagendros. I will end up back on the island of Flagendros next year. You take that to the bank, puppy dog. Ooh, okay. Will you continue to explore this area? Yes, not for a while. No. I said my goodbyes. This trip felt very complete. Now, years ago, a storm and flooding cut short a trip. So this time was me finishing up what was left undone. I loved it, but my next few years are already mapped out. One day I will come back, but for now, it feels wrapped up. How do you select the islands that you visit each year? How do you select the islands you visit each year? Okay. Well, it's like a slow rotation around the clock, and there are so many island groups, and it takes years to work my way around. So I already know in 2026, I'm going to be in the West. In 2027, God willing, I'm going to the Ionian islands of Zakynthos and all of those. I already know that. Favorite food of this trip? Favorite food. So anything I ate at that farm, Skopelos experience, anything there. Outstanding. I love the vibe, the owners, the whole atmosphere. Who else greets me with a hug? Man, you're the only one that welcomes me. My hotel breakfasts are excellent. And on Skiathos, I got to go to Bacalico. And yes, I finally learned how to pronounce it correctly.
Can I ask you a question? Is it Bacalico or Bacalico? Bacalico.
Very good.
Okay, very good. Now I know. Thank you, Bacalico.
But beyond that, honestly, I never found a standout bakery or a taverna, and I know they exist there. But I have never found outstanding food in the north. Sorry. Mr. Hayden, what did you enjoy the most coming home to Meatball? Coming home to you? Looking back, my favorite moments were on Skiathos. I know. My baby drone was working beautifully. I stumbled upon donkeys and I couldn't stay out of the water. Every morning I skateboarded to the port. I found a bakery, found my coffee, and it was just felt like the quintessential version of what I'm looking for. Freedom, discovery, and simple joy. Freedom, discovery, simple joy. Why are you whining? Are you looking for freedom, discovery, and simple joy? Okay, hold on. Oh, we're almost done. You're being such a good boy. Did you like Alonissos, and would you visit again? Okay, so I did. I liked it a lot. The second boat ride circled the island and I noticed this little resort tucked away. And I even snapped a picture and circled and told myself to research it. Yeah, I have. It looks very desirable. I could see a version of a future trip that I fly into Skiathos and head directly to Alonissos, and I have a very quiet, more settled stay. But that's an older, slower version of me. But yes, I could see myself returning. From a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this trip? That's hard. That's difficult. Okay, so 1 to 10. That depends. Context. Are we comparing it to other people's vacations? Okay, it's a 10. But are we comparing them to mine? Best trips? It's a 7, and there's nothing wrong. It's still spectacular, but it didn't check all the boxes that I love the most. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Most memorable moment of your trip. Anything on my skateboard. I said in the video that when I'm riding, I'm not a doggy dad, I'm not a homeowner, I don't have a mortgage, I'm not 62. I'm 12 years old, and I am free from fear. A scraped knee feels more like a merit badge for living. Skating to the Mamma Mia rock in the lighthouse, or just to the port, those are the moments that make my heart happy. Even my battle wounds, my scraped up hands, I love that I'm able to say, oh hey, I fell on my skateboard in the Greek islands at 62 years old while a drone was chasing me. Who can say that? That's your daddy. Those are bragging rights. That went by so fast, it really didn't. It really didn't. It went by fast at home because you were missing probably 2 or 3 videos that did not get made. I lost footage. So, yeah, it did not go by fast. It did not go by fast. Would you ever think about a month-long trip hopping to new islands? If I didn't have a house, don't listen, or a dog, maybe I would stretch it to 2 months. But right now, I'm happy somewhere in between way too long and way too short. Mr. Hayden, how were your feet this trip? Listen, 0 issues, no pain, no ankle problems. I was a goat crawling up on the mountains. 6 months of 1 meal a day really knocked out the inflammation, and it showed. The only thing I noticed was the huffing and puffing from climbing cliffs and stairs. But on my feet, the only complaint is I didn't like my sandals this year. I didn't like them. I used to buy the cheap Walmart ones, spectacular. These expensive ones, trash, I tell you. Were you able to enjoy your trip even with all the tech equipment? I did have some tech equipment problems, right? All right, so absolutely. I did have hard drive failure, but thankfully it was near the end of the trip. So I only lost about 2 videos. I still had my memory cards, so I was able to do something. The saddest moment was losing the baby drone to the sea. Not because of the money, it's because it was such a crucial storytelling tool for me. Yeah, that stung. But as a side note, once I got home, I sold all of my equipment in a fire sale, market space, eBay, anywhere I could, so I can reinvest in better equipment, for future trips. The glasses are gone. The drone is gone. I liquidate, and then I'll buy it again when I need it. Newer, and hopefully less problems. You're getting very antsy. All right. So that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching and sending in my questions and answers. Big thanks as well to everyone that bought me a coffee. The link is still open if you would like to support this channel. But the best way you can help this channel is to be my PR agent. Share it with a friend. And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this 2025 playlist, you should check out the 2024, the 2023, and even the 2019. That's a good one. Those are some of my favorites. All right? So until next time, keep dreaming, keep exploring, and I'm going to meet you in the next story. Woo-hoo! You still got it.